Hello, welcome back to the Ball Games 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about another Antoine Bauza game. We're going to be talking about Tokaido, and this is a game where you'll be walking along the road from Kyoto to Edo. You'll be stopping off along the way, gathering up points in order to win the game by having the best experience. And in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Tokaido is still worth playing 6 years after it was first released in 2014. So remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you after this. So, Tokaido. How do you play this game? So the first thing that you're going to do when you are playing Tokaido is you're going to select a character. You'll take one of the character tiles and you'll see that you'll be given a certain amount of starting gold, and every character will have a unique special ability, right? So what you'll do, you'll take the matching coloured figure with the matching coloured marker, and you'll slot the marker inside of the relevant little spot on your player sheet, right? And then what you'll do, you also take the matching scoring counter and you'll put that on the space 0 of the scoring track. So what you do, you randomly select a start player, and what you'll do, you'll see that the board is composed of lots of different spots that you can move along. You'll be moving from one side of the board to the other, and you can pick your piece up and you can move it to any one of the spots between the start space and the next in, right? So the thing you've got to remember is when you are moving your figure, you cannot go backwards, so you can only go forwards. So what you do, you'll pick up your little marker, you'll place it on the spot, and then you'll take the action associated with that space. In a 3-player game there is only one spot, but in a 4 or 5-player game there may be 2 spots on certain spaces, right? So the first space is the village, and what you'll do here, you'll take the top 3 cards from the village deck, you'll look at them, and then you'll be able to buy souvenirs. You'll give up the money and you'll put these things in front of you. And the way that souvenirs work is that you get sets for different types of souvenirs. Each souvenir is part of a different category, and you get points for different categories. So the way souvenirs work is that you will get points for making up sets, and you'll see that each souvenir has got a category on it, and the way the scoring works is for the first card that you get in that category, you get 1 point, then you'll get 3 points for the next one, you get 5 points, and so on and so forth. So the more cards you get of a certain set, you will get a certain amount of points. So the next space that you can go to is the panorama space. There's 3 different panorama spaces. There's a 3-set panorama, there's a 4-set panorama, and there's a 5-set panorama. And what you'll do, you will take the next numbered piece of the panorama, you'll put it in front of you, and you'll score that many points. And there's also a bonus for completing each 3, 4 or 5-set panorama first, right? So the next thing that you'll do is you could go to the hot spring, and you'll just take the hot spring card, and then you'll get 2 or 3 points depending on whether or not you're having a bath with a couple of monkeys, you know what I mean? So the next one is the temple space, and what you'll do here, you'll be able to donate a certain amount of coins to the temple. And what all you do is you'll plonk a certain amount of coins in your temple spot, and there's a bonus at the end of the game. You'll get 1 point for every coin that you donate now, and then at the end of the game, whoever's donated the most overall will get 10 extra points. The second player will get a less amount of coins, and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? So the next one is the encounters, and you'll just draw the top card of the encounter deck and you will resolve the encounter. So some of the encounters, you can encounter the samurai, who will immediately grant you 3 points. You'll be able to encounter Kuge, Kuge, it's a noble, and it will immediately grant you 3 coins. And there's also Miko, the Shinto priest, where the player will immediately take 1 coin from the bank and they place it as an offering in a temple of their choice, and they will score 1 point for that donation. You'll keep working your way through the board until you come to an inn, and the first player to arrive at the inn will take the first spot at the top. The next player to arrive will take the second and third spot, and so on and so forth, right? And the way that inns work, you'll take a number of meal cards equal to the number of players, and then the first player who arrived at the inn will get first dibs on the old grub, right? So if you don't want to have the dumplings, you can leave them there, but you'll spend a certain amount of money, depending on what food you want, and you'll leave the dregs and all the crap for the rest of the players who are too lazy to keep up, right? So the way that meals work is the player that spent the most on grub at the end of the game will get a certain amount of points, will get a bonus amount of points, right? So you'll continue on your journey. You never look back. You'll do a bit of Lot's wife. You won't turn into a pillar of salt. You might turn into a pillar of sake, but you'll work your way towards the end of the board, building up your panorama. And once everybody gets to the end of the board, you will sort out the achievement card. So obviously the player who spent the most money on grub will get 3 bonus points. The player who spent the most time with a bunch of monkeys in a swimming pool will get another 3 points. The player with the most encounter cards will get another 3 points, and the player with the most souvenir cards will get another 3 points. So you add up all your points, and the player with the most points who had the best experience walking down the road will win Tokaido. So what do we like about Tokaido? So the first thing that we like about Tokaido is it's a work of art. The board is absolutely gorgeous. The pieces are small, but they just feel right. You know, they suit the theme of the game. This is like looking at a piece of artwork. The box is beautiful, the board is beautiful, and it's almost like it's been taken from some kind of bizarre art gallery, and we love that. So the second thing that we like about Tokaido is the fact that you can't go back. It's that Francis Drake mechanism, that mechanism from Peter Hall's Francis Drake, where you're walking along Plymouth and you can't go back. So it forces you into that quandary of, do I jump ahead to get first dibs on the stuff, or do I lag behind, hoping that I can mop up more stuff that may or may not be useful to me? So that's a really, really easy, but really, really good choice. So the next thing that we like about Tokaido is the fact that you can block spaces. That's one of the main thrills of this game, is that you can move into a space that will deny somebody their last piece of panorama, right? So the fact that you can block other people from getting what they want whilst at the same time getting what you want is one of the wonderful things about this game, right? So the next thing, the final thing that we like about Tokaido is that this game gives you a lot of different choices. You can concentrate on building up your souvenirs. You can concentrate on building up your panorama. You can concentrate on trying to get monkeys into bed. You can throw it outside and just spend the most money on food, right? So especially with the expansions, which add even more stuff, even more options, you've got the special character abilities that differentiate yourself from the other players, and it really is quite a varied game when you think about it. The fact that you can chop and change your strategy halfway through the game, because there's 4 different portions of this game, is great. So what don't we like about Tokaido? So the first thing that we don't like about Tokaido is it's probably just that little bit too simple, right? Okay, we said there's a lot of variety if you're throwing expansions and all that, but at the end of the day, all you're doing is you're moving a piece and then you're just taking a card. And it might be the case that you just literally just move into the hot spring space, take a card and go, oh, I've got 2 points. And that's it. So it's a little bit too simple. There's little strategy here. So you're just picking your piece up, moving it forward and doing something. And that's it. So the second thing that we don't like about Tokaido is it doesn't really have that much longevity. Once you've played this a few times, once you've wandered up the road a few times, then the game wears a little bit thin, and you can see most of this game in a couple of sittings. So it's one of them games that you're going to be sort of pulling out, thinking, oh yeah, I haven't played Tokaido for a while, let's have a go. You know, you wander through it a couple of times and then it goes back on the shelf and it sits there for another 3 years, right? So the third thing that we don't like about Tokaido is that it suffers from what a lot of these mechanically weak games suffer from, and that is random card draws, especially when you're talking about the Travellers. You're going to pick a card off the top of the deck and it's just, there you go, that's what you're going to get. And you might randomly get 3 points, you might randomly get 3 coins, you might randomly just fall off the edge of a cliff, who knows? The fact there's random card draws that you can't mitigate is a bit crap. So the final thing that we don't like about Tokaido is the fact that, especially when you're bugging expansions, some of the player abilities are a little bit unbalanced, right? We were playing this the other day and my wife had the Yakuza from the expansion, I believe, where you roll a die, you can gamble some coins, and more often than not, She got more than she thought she was going to get. She was rolling the fours and fours and fours, getting her money back and getting extra cash. And she was loaded. Her pockets were full of gold. And me and my mum, we were sat there thinking, we can't compete with this. Some of the player special abilities are a little bit wonky. So, to summarise, is Tokaido still worth playing today and in the future? So we're going to say yes. Whilst this isn't the strongest game in terms of mechanics, it looks really beautiful, and it deserves to not be played regularly, but to be played once in a while as a sort of centerpiece. It's really simple to teach people that aren't really into gaming. So you could sort of pull this out when your non-gamer friends come around. You could just wander through this. There's no pressure. It's very serene experience. It's more of a work of art than a game, right? But it's still fun if you take it for what it is, and that is just a leisurely stroll along a road, right? And that's it. So we're going to give Tokaido 3 out of 5. We do enjoy this game. Don't get us wrong. We do enjoy it, but it's just one of them games that you cannot pull out on a regular basis. It's like hanging a piece of art on the wall. You're going to sort of chop and change it. You're going to swap it out for different pieces of art. Once you've forgotten what it looks like, you might want to have another look and hang it on the wall again. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's Tokaido. Remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. And if you made it this far, give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time.